Okay. Let me get my active view up and going. Anyone see the little icon for active view? Now, when it comes to graphing in standard form, so you have AY plus BX equals C. That's basically standard form. You have to find both intercepts, and on the quiz, you're guided through doing this. This is how you would do it formally. On the quiz, you'll be asked to find the intercept of 1, so how many blank you'll have to sell if you sell 0 of the other variable, just like we did on the investigation. So if we find my y-intercept, I'll have to plug in 0 for x, because that's where the y-intercept is. So 3 times 0, 0, right? So now I can divide by 2 to solve for y, and y equals 2. That's my y-intercept. If I'm wanting to find my x-intercept, on the other hand, what do I have to do? You mean you'd plug in 0 for y? Yeah. Yes, I'd put in 0 for y. So now 2 times 0 is 0. Divide by 3 to solve for x, and x is 4/3. And that's a little weird, so if you want to figure out what the decimal equivalent of that is, 1.3 repeating. Okay, so draw in your xy axis. All of a sudden, so our y-intercept is 2. Our x-intercept is 1 1/3 of a box. Draw in a line through there, and since we don't have a slope, we can just use a ruler. That's fine. And there we go. Draw a graph. All right, here is what's a big deal. I want you to cross out number 5 because we eliminated that question on the test because we didn't think it was representative of stuff that we did in class. All right, read a rule expressing M, the money. So that should tell you you're going to have M equals. That Margaret makes from selling bracelets and necklaces as a function of B and N. Okay, so we know money. We know about how much money she makes. She makes a little extra money by selling bracelets and necklaces that she makes. She charges $4 a bracelet and $8 a necklace. How could I represent that in terms of an equation?
I just put 4b plus 8n equals n.
Good. 4 bracelets, 4 times the number of bracelets plus 8 times the number of necklaces equals your money. Very good. Because these always represent the number sold of that specific amount. Suppose she wants to make $100. How could we modify that rule to represent the fact that she wants to make $100?
You'd have to find out how many bracelets and necklaces she would have to sell to make $200.
Yes, so I'm talking about modifying this rule. How would I incorporate 100 into that rule?
100 would be n.
100 will be m. Very good. 100 equals 4b plus 8n. So you always have to look for the verb, write a rule. So we're just starting with this rule and we're modifying it. Because this represents the combinations of bracelets and necklaces. So we could plug in different numbers that would equal 100. All right, if Margaret sells 9 bracelets, how many necklaces will she have to sell to reach her goal of $100? How would she, what's that?
8.
Okay, so you gave me an answer. I want to know how.
Because the 9 times the 4 is 36.
So you plugged in 9 for B?
Yeah.
Good.
And then for that, I plugged in.
So 4 times 9 is 36. I agree.
And then you take 100 minus 36 is 64. I
Okay.
just knew 8 times 8 was 64.
And you used your number sense to solve. Very good. Divide by 8. And, whoa, 64. Not, my bad, not 100. And our n is 8. So always represent your answer in units. So 8 necklaces is your answer. Okay. All right, rewrite your equation from number 2 so that it expresses b as a function of n. So this is identifying our dependent and independent variables. So that's wanting it to be dependent, and we want this to be independent. So we want to end up with b equals. That's why I say that's a fancy way of saying solve for b. Okay, so I have 100 equals 4b plus 8n. So how do I solve for b then? Subtract 8n from both sides. This is what we call solving literal equations. You're literally just solving it. What do I do from there? And divide both sides by 4. And one thing that you have to recognize, you have to divide each term on the other side by 4 because the whole side's divided by 4. So 100, let's see, there's 4 quarters and $1, so that's 25. I'll just move to the right here since I ran out of room. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and there would be your answer.